It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and tonight's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Steelers and the Vikings on Monday Night Prime Time.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, and CD, our matchup here in this one, as so many do, revolves around the quarterback position. We've got an interesting pairing here. Ben Roethlisberger of the Steelers, Kirk Cousins of the Vikings.
And I think for me, and this isn't an original thought by any stretch, and probably for these two head coaches as well, the key for them is going to be limiting the turnovers, limiting the free possession. I mean, this isn't saying anything you don't already know, but you've got to be able to make the most out of your drives and see if your defense can help you out and take the ball away from the other team and give you a few extras.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Returning from his end zone is Ray McLeod. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Steelers here ready to go to work for the first time. And the grizzled vet, Ben Roethlisberger, bringing him out now in his 18th season in the National Football League.
And it's not out of the question. It's not out of the realm at all to wonder if this might be the final season for Big Ben, either in a Steeler uniform or in the NFL period. He re-signed back in March saying, "It's my greatest honor to be a Pittsburgh Steeler and give my all for the organization." Had a big year in 2020, 33 touchdowns, just 10 interceptions, and led the Steelers to an 11-0 start. You have to think that he would love to end his career the way Peyton Manning and John Elway did, hoisting the Lombardi Trophy and heading off into the sunset.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Harris. It was Nick Vigil there on the stop.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Two things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because
you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
On 4th down, the rookie Presley Harvin on to punt for the Steelers. KJ Osborne deep for Minnesota. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Minnesota offense ready to go to work here. Their quarterback in his 10th season overall now, and 4th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
And one nice thing you can always say about Kirk Cousins is that he's consistent. Always puts up nice numbers each and every year. If there is a downside to his game, it's been the lack of playoff success. All in all, the formidable starting quarterback at a time in the league where it's tough to find your franchise guy.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Throwing is Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. So, Charles, first drive here, a little safe completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 44-yard line.
On second down now, it's Cook. And maybe shades of the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. Ray McLeod deep for Pittsburgh. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Well, Charles, these Pittsburgh Steelers, as they come back out here on offense, this is a team that you're going to see week 1 against the Bills in Buffalo. That should be a very intriguing matchup. And I think this is an intriguing team. Ben Roethlisberger, yes, he's back, but he's now 39 years of age. And yes, we've seen Tom Brady do it into his 40s, but we'll see what Big Ben has left in the tank.
Yeah, and I think he's got plenty left in the tank. I know the season didn't end the way that anyone would have expected after their start. I mean, you start out with 11 straight wins. You don't expect to lose 5 of your last 6 and go home early. But Ben Roethlisberger had a nice season. Well in the 30s in touchdown passes, played well, but they couldn't run it. So they've retooled their offensive line. They have a rookie starting at left tackle and Dan Moore, and Kendrick Green, another rookie probably starting at center, and Chiefs Okafor back to right tackle. And of course, they drafted Najee Harris, the lead runner out of Alabama. So if they can run it with some consistency, they'll allow Big Ben to throw it out wide and create some bigger plays. Pittsburgh will still be good because they still play defense at Pittsburgh as well.
And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll check in with our Jonathan Coachman. He'll have highlights and analysis of the first half, and our highlights will likely be on the defensive side of the football here. Scoreless game. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, picked off near the 42, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
You're looking there at a defensive back who's maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
Following the interception, Cousins. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Tried to go back again to Adam Thielen, and now it's 2nd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. He's going to get this one down to Cook. Oh, good move. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Greg Joseph on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy two-play drive that time. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Returning from his end zone is Ray McLeod. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Daniil Hunter. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Another try after the first down sack. Roethlisberger. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And now off to the races down the right side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Eric Ebron. 83 yards. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll see he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. Cousins now to throw on first down. He's going to find his tight end. That's Chris Herndon. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A first down throw for Cousins. And complete right side to Cook. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Cousins. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And just shutting him off there. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a first and goal.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Over the middle, complete. That's Cook. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Second down and goal. Cousins. That's to Cook out of the backfield. Touchdown! Dalvin Cook as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings have taken the lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Joseph now to add the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it's polished off by a Viking score. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Ray McLeod to return. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Looking deep here for Ebron. And this is caught. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It was a strong first half for the veteran quarterback, Kirk Cousins. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half for the Steelers. And I can imagine the halftime discussions are about how can we improve the running game. They have not had success so far, and it's reflected on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play. Final adjustments being made in the locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half from Minneapolis. And for the call, let's rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want...
Now Cook hit and he lost the football. And it looks like Steeler football. It is! So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
They run it with Balaj. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up. I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. This Minnesota D up to the task on the third down pass play.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks.
And Viking fans spent plenty of time wondering how they were going to replace Stephon Diggs when he left for Buffalo. I think most would agree now that Justin Jefferson was the best rookie receiver in football last year. 88 catches for an even 1,400 yards. I would say the numbers don't lie.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
Now Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 59 yards. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Well, it doesn't matter where you put him, lined up in the backfield or split out like he was there. He can be a weapon when he gets that ball in his hands.
Yeah, and this just looked like a simple, ordinary play to start, but boy, did things change. Once he got free, it was off to the races, and once he hit high gear, there's absolutely no one who was going to stop him.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats. Joseph on for the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Returning from his end zone is Ray McLeod. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. The Steelers ready to take over on offense. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. The drive will commence with a run by Balaj. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And they get to him with the pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. Daniil Hunter, his 2nd sack of the night. CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown,
he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Oh, Patrick Peterson, the shutdown corner, was there on the coverage. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. A draw play now. Balaj. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And he will have a Steelers first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
Oh, that's a very good run there by Najee Harris, who can take it inside. He can get to the perimeter. He can do it all with his build.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris, a 15-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Boswell good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
Steelers 17. Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them...
And he loses the football a second time. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
So Big Ben and the Steelers now down 21-17, 2:11 to go. Escaping the pressure right. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. He didn't, so it's incomplete. Well, that one really could have turned this thing upside down. Johnson was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. On the give, this is Harris. He's to the 10, and he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. 56 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop?
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Ben Roethlisberger, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead.
There it is, partner. You see it. 4 fingers.
You're holding
what
up
does that
4
mean?
fingers. That signifies the fourth quarter's here.
That's right. Who's going to dominate? Usually both teams are holding them up. We own the fourth quarter. What we found out so far, 2 touchdowns here, and now they've taken the lead.
Yeah, second one putting them in front. You know what I'd see on the other sideline, though? It seems like they've tensed up, had that lead. They were playing not to lose it, and they've lost it.
That's a great observation. When you play not to lose, you usually don't win.
Now, though, they'll have the opportunity to respond.
Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. So now it's the Vikings' turn, trailing by a field goal. A minute 13 to play. They've surrendered a double-digit lead, but can rescue themselves late as they come up on first down. Here's Cousins. That is caught by Thielen. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Hang on here. They declined that. So the yardage will stand.
There has to be confusion coming from the bench to the field about what their intentions are, because you guarantee they want the penalty, turn down that big yardage gained against them. Instead, they turn down the penalty and the yardage stands.
Now a pass taken in by the tight end Herndon. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Great, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Cousins. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. This defense not going to lag back. They come with pressure that time, force him out of the pocket, and the incompletion.
And so many times when you're watching a game, you're seeing the offense doing all the dictating. In this case, the defense said, we're dictating the terms, and turned it loose towards him.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Joseph's got it. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. The thing that hurt on that play, the missed tackle, that allowed the extra yardage.
It's a matchup game in the NFL. You get the guy that you want isolated, have him miss a tackle, and off you go.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and this game will remain tied. 4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
And here in overtime, If the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And we will not see a return to start overtime. It'll come out to the 25-yard line. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. The first throw in overtime now for Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, that almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks. 2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. They run again with Harris. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 32. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with 3rd down coming up. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call. And they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
Another timeout called by the Vikings now. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
Well, I know at points of this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.